Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. In this video we're going to be doing an interior detail on my 996 Carrera using one of my favourite brands, Gyeon, which are a modern brand with a whole suite of products which you can use to clean and protect the car. So let's get started. So welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel, guys. Do not forget to subscribe. So behind me you can see all of the products that we're going to be using in this full interior detail of a 20-year-old Porsche Carrera. Now, I've recently bought this car and I've fallen in love with the way it drives, the way it looks, and I've really been looking forward to this moment where I can get my hands on the car because it's ripe for detailing. The condition's good, but everything is dirty. So in this video, the first step we need to do is get everything out of the car. The leather seats, the floor mats, anything in the glove boxes and all the compartments. Then do a deep clean on the car, mainly using the Gyeon APC down at 15:1, which is suitable concentration for interiors, and some other cleaners like their mild leather cleaner set here, and also vinyl cleaners and fabric cleaners for the carpets, because we're going to need to extract the carpets. We're also going to need to deep clean the seatbelt straps that are red and they've gone dark black. So most of that work is going to be done with kind of detergents on the inside of the car, and once we've got everything to a good standard and clean, we can then protect them. So I'm going to be using, in the scuttle areas around the front bonnet compartment, obviously the engine's at the back, I'm going to be using the Gyeon trim ceramic coating, and on the interior of the car I'm going to be using their leather coat to protect all the leather on my dashboard, on the seats, and in the door card and the back leather seats as well. And there's quite a lot of leather in this car. So that's the approach. The next thing to do is get stuck in. So we've got all of the mats out of the car, guys. Before we go and vacuum this and then extract it, it's really important to just get a bar and spend 10 minutes banging these out. Why? Because all the dirt sinks to the bottom of these mats, and if you get it wet, it's going to sink even further in there and you're going to extract less. So while the dirt's dry, banging it from behind gets out absolutely tons of the deep embedded dust that you don't want to wetten and sink further into the fibres. It's hard work, it's not glamorous, but it will just ensure we do a better job. So next up is dust extraction, guys. The first thing I'm going to do is put a microfiber towel over the seals, because I'm going to be clambering in and out of this car, and the vacuum lead is going to be going in and out of the car, and I don't want it dragging over the paintwork or these soft plastics and doing damage. So that's always a good precaution. The next thing is all your attachments. Well, first of all, I've got a soft tip brush that I can just use to lift up dirt where I can't get the head of the vacuum, so it just disturbs it and then you suck it all up. So that's going to be dry. That's important. You have 3 attachments with your vacuum cleaner. First of all, the crevice tool, the one that everyone tends to use, because you don't want to spend your time swapping attachments all the time. So normally when the seats are on, most of the time I just use a crevice tool to do the whole lot. However, when you've got access like this, really vacuuming out the main carpet areas with this tool will be quicker and more efficient. What do you use the brush tool for? Well, this is going to open up the fibres on the upholstery, guys. So sometimes when there's like deep stuff and dog hair set into the fibres, then going over it with a brush while you're extracting is really good. You don't get quite the same level of suction with this because the brushes don't make the seal on the car. So really, most of the work will be done with this and the crevice tool. Okay, so the dry dust extraction is all done, and on the surface of it, the car looks kind of a lot cleaner on the inside. Now we've got to go through with APCs and detergents and wipe everything down and get all that grease and dirt that's embedded onto the surfaces off before we can then go and do the kind of protection stuff. So the product that's going to be doing 99% of the work is the Gyeon APC concentrate. And the good thing about this is the APC you can use on absolutely every surface, okay? So it's safe. It's safe on leather, it's safe on upholstery, it's safe on everything that you can find on a car. But the cool thing is you mix it down for interior at 15:1. So you're only going to be using probably about 70 ml of product, something like that, to your litre of water, whatever the ratio is to give you 15:1. Gyeon also have a full range of microfiber cloths. So as well as all of the nice buffing cloths that we're going to be using when we do the exterior, the bulb wipe, the polish wipe, the soft wipe, they've got stuff for your interior. And I like the way everything now comes packaged so that you know your microfiber can't get like, if it just comes in a box with no bag, then the microfiber towel pulls in all bits of cardboard and dust and all that sort of stuff. So everything is sealed and you can open it up. You could even reuse these bags, which is quite cool. And these interior wipes are going to be doing most of the work. So these are white, so you can actually see when you're in the interior the dirty areas and the areas that are clean. And if you're wiping over kind of leather and stuff like that, you can get a gauge more of what's coming off. They've also got a new scrubber pad, guys, with two different sides. So the white side is for picking up dirt, so wiping over things like leather and vinyl. And the black side, which is more spongy, is for kind of dusting. So it seems like it's quite tough and durable as well, because you're going to probably scrub a little bit harder than you are with the softer microfiber cloth. So this is going to be a good dirt removal tool. Okay guys, onto the steering wheel. Believe it or not, this is the part of the car that gets dirty because you're touching it the most and you can see all that shine over the leather, and that is mainly dead skin and grease from your hands that builds up. So we have leather sections here, 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 and believe it or not, even the airbag section is genuine leather and some carbon fibre. The carbon fibre I'll just go over with the pad and some APC. The leather, I really wanted to get into the stitching and take all that dead skin out of here and here. So we're going to be using the Gyeon leather brush and their mild leather cleaner, which comes in a pump sprayer, so you can avoid wetting the leather. You only want to clean the surface lightly. What you don't want to do is soak out the leather and get it all wet and have all the detergent penetrate into the leather. So it's actually just cleaning the surface. So this is going to give us a drier foam. We'll start with the airbag section in the middle. And you also just want to scrub gently, you know, just go gently on the leather. You should just see that little bit of browning there. We're going to get all those stitching. Make sure we get every little bit of it and into all the little nooks and crannies. Yeah. Very little pressure, just let the brush do the work. And then we've got a damp microfiber cloth, which we're going to use just to pick up that product. Let's just get in that little seam so we don't leave detergent in there. That's it. That one there. There's quite a lot of dirt in that gap. There we go. And then this one here. And then we'll just take a dry microfiber cloth and pick up that product. That's the centre bit done. And now let's repeat that on all the other leather sections. And the good thing is you don't need to use a lot of product. Let's just spread that film gently on those stitches. And just one of the handy things with this brush is it still goes to a fine tip, so you can get it into all of those areas that are quite tight. And if it didn't have that, you might need a little toothbrush or something to get right into the gaps, but this can do it. And it's just gentle. You can find with old steering wheels that they get refinished, and when they're refinished you need to be really extra gentle, or else you can find yourself kind of removing material. We're trying to remove dirt here, not material. Luckily for me, this is the original Porsche finish on this, and it's in good condition. So now we'll just pick that up. Slightly damp microfiber cloth. Get those stitches. And then dry that off. Yeah, that's nice. And once that fully dries, that shine and that greasy marks will be long gone, and we will have, especially around here, matte black leather, which is the name of the game. Okay guys, so we're onto the leather seats. So these have been vacuumed down all the crevices to get all that kind of heavier grainy dirt out and any kind of loose dust, so we've got a better starting point. Now we're going to use the mild leather cleaner, which she showed you before. We're going to put it on the leather cleaning brush, which is nice and gentle. It's just designed to remove the dirt, not scrape off or damage the leather. And we'll work section by section. So just on the camera, I'm going to start up here because this bit's nice and matte. And this bit's nice and glossy, so I want to see if I can get that back. And you could just, the key thing is to not pressure. That's the only thing I'm conscious of when I'm cleaning leather, is I don't want to really scrub it hard like I'm trying to deep clean it. I'm just letting the surfactant do its job and the brush do its job. I don't want to move material. That's the kind of thing I'm trying to avoid. I'm just going to work section by section. So that's that piece done. Then we're going to move on to this bit, which is the main bolster, which takes most of the abuse. And for a 20-year-old car, this bolster, for it to not be worn through, is quite impressive. The Porsche leather seems pretty good to me. These seats, they're not perfect, but they're not, you wouldn't refinish them unless you were really, really fussy, because they've got the sort of right look for the age of the car. I'm going to use just a damp cloth to take off that surfactant that we've used. Of course, these are all water-based products, so water kind of thins it down, makes it easier to remove. And I'm just going to pick it up with a dry cloth. So that's those two sections done there. I carry on working my way around the seat. So now we've done the hard work with the cleaning, we get to do the fun stuff. So we're going to be putting on a protection product, which is this leather coat. All you have to do, give it a little shake, as always, spray it into the applicator that comes with it, and then just work section by section and just put a thin layer of the leather coat over all of the leather. I'm just working panel by panel, section by section. It's quite easy to do actually, get this done quite quickly. Once you've applied it to all of your leather, then it advises you leave it 15 minutes, come back and check the finish, make sure you haven't over applied it, wipe it again with a microfiber towel if you need to. You could even put a second layer on, but I'm just going to go with one coat, and you're done. These finger applicators are brilliant. Cover ground so quickly with them. There we go guys, we're just going to leave that 15 minutes to dry off, and I'm going to do the passenger seat now.
And next up, we're going to be applying Gyeon trim to the scuttle and interior plastics in this bonnet compartment. So the first thing you can see us doing here, guys, is just cleaning out with APC all of the grease and any existing kind of products that might be on there from the surface. So give it a good scrub, and once you've gone over it, wipe off all these detergents with a damp cloth. Before the coating goes down, we're also going to do a final wipe down with the panel wipe type product Gyeon Prep. Once you've done all the preparation properly, guys, the application is actually very simple. Give the bottle a shake, make sure you're working in a ventilated area, make sure you've got some protective gloves on, and then just load the ceramic onto the applicator and just try and put an even coverage of the ceramic coating over each panel. If you've got any sort of high spots or excess product, you can just give it a light wipe down with a separate microfiber cloth at the end. But you may well find with these Gyeon applicators that you get a nice level coating straight when you're putting the product down. Once you've got a finish that you're happy with, just leave the coating alone for at least 24 hours to cure off, and avoid washing it perhaps for 7 to 10 days for it to fully cure. After that, you're good to go.
Next job, guys, carpet and upholstery. So this is really pretty simple. I'm just going to spray out the carpet, and in particular the driver's footwell area, which gets the hammering, with the Gyeon fabric cleaner. I'm going to work it with a brush that gets into all of the fibres, and then I'm going to extract it out of the carpets with an extractor, because you don't want to leave those surfactants in the fibres. So they go in there, they break down the dirt and grease and grime, and then you extract it and you get all that black kind of water coming out into your extractor, and then at that point you know you've got properly cleaned carpets. So next up, guys, the seat belt. So this is something normally you're touching all the time with, but with a black seat belt you don't see all the dirt build up. Unfortunately, with these lovely red seat belts, you see that kind of dirt build up over time, and it all gets kind of dragged and moved around as the belt goes back in and out. So the way to tackle these really is I'm just going to use small amounts of the fabric cleaner and the upholstery brush, and just gently work the brush on the fabrics and then wipe over them with a microfiber. This is nylon, so it's not going to kind of extract as well as a normal fabric, but if I have any problems I can just whiz over it with the extractor to make sure I get all the surfactant out, but a microfiber wipe should be fine. And finally, guys, the interior glass. I'm going to be using the Gyeon glass cleaner, which has a lovely lemonine citrusy smell to it, and their new glass cleaning pack, the Evo microfiber range. So this has got 2 towels in it, guys. The key with glass towels is you don't want a soft towel with kind of fibres sticking up, because when you're wiping and buffing over glass, you can really work those fibres and pull them out of the towel. So a flat pile towel is great. So in here you've got a waffle weave cloth, which is nice and soft and absorbent, but has no kind of whiskers or piles, so you're not going to leave anything behind. And then you've got a bald wipe Evo that you can go and give a final buff to. You can almost, you know, use the glass cleaner with this towel, work all the glass cleaner, work around the edges, all that sort of stuff you've got to get in the cabin, and then use this towel for a final wipe down at the end with nothing, just in case you've left any kind of smears behind or grease. And when you're doing the interior of glasses, it's completely different to doing the exterior. The interior can be tougher, and that can be where most of the grease and grime actually is, and it can be the hardest thing to clean properly. So if you're going to do it once and do it properly, and then don't touch the glass. We finished! So that's it, guys. For the moment I bought this car, I was really looking forward to doing this interior. It was in decent condition, the interior. It just, you know, that build-up of dirt in all the little kind of gaps and grooves and dust and dead skin, and I knew it just needed a detail. Now, what is the star of the show product-wise? Well, first off, guys, generally the stars of the show are like the protection products that we put on, where they're sort of mysterious and have an air of glamour about them. But the important thing with detailing is that really, before you can do any of the glamorous stuff, the protecting,
you have to really thoroughly clean the car. So perhaps the star of the show in this video are the workhorses, which are the detergents, your APC, your fabric cleaner, your vinyl cleaner, your leather cleaners, because those are the bits that give you the platform to then go on and provide the protection and do the glamorous finishing jobs, which yes, are quite satisfying and enjoyable. Now, all of the products that we've used here, as always, will be linked in the description, guys. What do I like about using Gyeon? Well, I've said before, I get excited whenever they release new products. I think they're a modern brand with modern formats of protection. They've got their wonderful ceramic coatings that we're going to be showing in a future video when we do the paintwork correction and then protection. But the products, as well as just being well branded, I think are really good from a functional perspective as well. Especially, like I said, all these cleaners. Another thing is that the Evo range of their microfiber is absolutely top quality. If I've got one criticism of Gyeon, it's that their microfiber products are so good. I don't like trashing them to do heavy cleaning, but they're tools, so you have to get over that and use the tools as intended. So the interior microfiber towels are absolutely fantastic and really well packaged and presented. All of their brushes are the right tools for the job. What can go wrong when you're doing a car interior? It's going to be less about misuse of products, and it's going to be more about you damaging the surfaces by being heavy-handed, scratching the car when you get in and out of it, taking the seats out of the car when you get in. You know, that can be dangerous, and you can scuff panels. Even your nails, when you're cleaning things, can go over and put marks in leather and soft surfaces. Using the wrong brushes on the wrong surfaces. Being aware of the different surfaces on the interior of the car and how to and what tooling to use on them. And that's why brands like Gyeon are good, because they take care of that for you. They've got the leather brush for the leather, which is soft and it's not going to damage the surface of the leather. They've got a cleaning pad in there that again has a soft side for wiping over things that's not going to scrape. And then they've got a slightly more stiffer upholstery brush so you can actually work those fibres, and then very suitable microfiber cloth. So as always, guys, detailing is a lot of fun. It's satisfying, but it's made more satisfying by having the right tools for the job. So huge thank you for Gyeon for sponsoring this video, and I've really enjoyed using these products, especially some of the new ones that I haven't seen before. I'm pretty impressed with the leather top coat because it hasn't altered the finish of my leather. I didn't want some shiny, greasy dressing over all of my leather. I just want to clean it and then put something on it that's going to help protect it going forward and not alter the finish, and maintain primarily a matte finish, which is also important. The trim coating is an absolute doddle to use, and again, these microfiber finger applicators are absolutely ideal because you can get into the little grooves and channels of the plastic trim as well, which helps. And sometimes really these microfiber cloths are so good at spreading it, you've got a good application there, but as always, if you've got excess product, you can just level it with a microfiber towel. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Next step, we are going to town on the exterior. We're going to be taking the wheels off, doing the ceramic coating. We've got to do a lot of washing on the car first, and we've got to do a lot of digging out around all the channels of old polish, which is going to take some time before, and then we're going to have to decontaminate as well. I suspect there's quite a lot of contamination on this car. I haven't cleaned it yet, which is interesting. So if you want to see that video, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and I'll see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when